Well, good afternoon again. We are dealing with some unpleasant weather out there. Here's our view in Grand Forks. We've got water droplets on the camera. If you can see beyond that, you could see some of those flakes flying by as well at Home of Economy on our sky cam there. And if you look closely as well at the grassy surface, it's not snow covered yet. Temperatures are still pretty warm and the ground is warm this time of year. It is April. We've seen the thaw and we've warmed up quite a bit several days here already. So this isn't one of those systems that's going to be tough to nail down just how much snow will accumulate and how that will impact us throughout the next 24 to 36 hours here. So here's a look at our road conditions right now in North Dakota. It's a little messier out west where temperatures are colder. In the east, we've got green and blue. Green means seasonal or good road conditions. In blue, we're talking wet roads or slushy roads. And that's in northeastern North Dakota and back down toward the James River Valley along Highway 281. Similar situation in Minnesota as well. So here's your radar. We've got two main areas of precipitation, one down into the James River Valley, stretching back over toward the Wheaton area. And then that second area, this is the larger, a little more substantial area of precipitation. There's some snow going on with it, trying to transition over to a little bit of mixed precipitation in some instances in the northern valley there in pink. But in Grand Forks, we've got snow coming down. But if you head down Highway 2, you may be running into some rain or perhaps just a mix down toward the Crookston area. So we've been focused on Grand Forks, but this is driving southward. So Fargo-Moorhead over the next couple of hours, you may see your rain and snow chances increase. There's a lot of snow north of the border, and eventually that will rotate its way through. So we've had some fog, we've had some rain reduce our visibility and snow as well. In Langdon, reporting a half-mile visibility, and in Hallock, less than a mile. Grand Forks, Devil's Lake, a mile as well. So, not just the snow on the roads potentially, but also your visibility is going to be down here as you're trying to drive in this. The wind is brisk, windy out there. We've got some gusts into the 30s out of the northwest. So temperatures may be above freezing, but it's going to feel a lot colder than that as you step outside. Here's a look at our numbers. Most areas, again, above freezing. We're at 37 in Fargo. It's much milder in the south. The north, that's where we're looking at temperatures near freezing, up around Devil's Lake and Langdon. And this is critical, again, for what we see as far as accumulation is concerned. The lower the temperature, if we can get below freezing, more likely getting accumulation. And that's, of course, Northern Valley where we're focused right now. So here's a look at our hour-by-hour planner. We're going to watch that rain and snow continue to push in. And as we head into the afternoon and into the evening, you can see the focus is kind of in the northern two-thirds of the valley or so. Not that we're not getting precipitation in the south, but it's a little more widespread there at that point in time. And temperatures still above freezing in the south and below up north. So that's when we start to see more and more areas of accumulation as those temperatures drop into the late evening. 9 o'clock, Grand Forks is below zero, or rather below freezing, and Fargo is right at the freezing mark at that point. So scattered areas of snow continue to rotate through, and that will start to add up. So by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, temperatures down into the 20s. We've still got that wind with us as well, making for an unpleasant time outside, but also it will be a little bit hazardous on the roads as well, with conditions that may be slushy, given that, again, the ground is pretty warm, to icy patches, to snowy patches on the roads that you may be encountering to start the day tomorrow. And watch as we go through the day. This is noon tomorrow, 24 hours from now, still dealing with the scattered snow, and it tries to change over to rain as temperatures climb during the daytime hours, but there will still be some areas where we're dealing with snow or slush, just messy conditions and wind here over the next couple of days. It's good to get the moisture, but it does lead to some hazards. So here's a look at your snowfall potential. Several inches of snow possible north. Again, this is hard to nail down given the warm ground, the melting that's occurring in some spots like Grand Forks, but there are places that could see several inches up in the Northern Valley, Southern Valley, more in that 1 to 2 inch range, and it may not last long. Moisture potential, Northern Valley, some of us may be around an inch of total liquid moisture. This does clear out, and with temperatures warming above freezing for the rest of the week, that snow will melt shortly.
Definitely want to be extra cautious on those roadways like you just mentioned, because if you're in any of these certain areas, if it's slushy or even icy, we want to be careful and not drive at high rates of speed. Thanks, Lisa.